So, it's been a couple of years, I guess. I know, no, not I guess. All right, so I would like to start with, I would start this question on each one of you out for 1 minute, just 1 minute. Now you're going to tell me, Sister Nimi, tell me about Brother Victor. Not Brother Victor after you got married. Brother Victor before you got married. Before you even accepted to marry Brother Victor. And Brother Victor, in 1 minute, you tell me about Sister Nimi before you got married to her. So let's go with the ladies first.
Okay. To start with, I didn't call him Brother Victor. It was just Victor. And he was one of those people that beyond, we're in the choir together. Beyond that, there was really nothing I admired about him. I felt he was too slow for my liking. I felt he was too, I'm somebody that is pam, 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 like that. As I'm asking you, you're giving it. I'm that kind of person. But he's the kind of person that... So, I felt it was not really it for me. It was
All
not.
right, let's hold it there and hear from Brother Victor.
Well, she has said the kind of person she is, so I don't need to say anything again. But the thing is, she's this kind of person that is strong-willed. That's one thing about her. And being first child and being a lady, there's this thing with when you're a lady and you're the first child in your house. You have that kind of strong personality. So to me, she was then becoming like, when you have a big sister. So every time, why did you do this? Why this? Why that? That time when we leave rehearsals and we are going home, she'll be telling me all the bad things I did in the rehearsals. Why will you react like this? Why will you treat this person like this? And I'll be like, okay.
So now, coming from that point, Brother Victor, what gave you the guts to walk up to this big sister of yours to even say, God, do you heard from God? Or, okay, well, even if you did not say you heard from God, was there ever a time when you heard it and you asked God, are you sure?
There's one thing I love about myself. When I take a decision and this is what I want to do, I don't mind what comes. And the fact is that I always have like a good relationship with first issues, ladies. I always had this flow with them. I don't know why. I can count so many, and they are the first in the house. So I looked at it, okay, she being the same, in as much as she's acting like big sister, it was still the same thing for me. I can deal with those, And there's this scripture that I learned while growing up, Proverbs 18:22. Does it? Whosoever findeth a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor. And for me, is whosoever. So if I have found, that is it. God tells me, if you find, no wahala. And I made that choice. And I told myself, this is the choice that you are making for yourself. Even before I agreed within me that she is the one, the other relationship I had, which was so short, was also like the first lady in the house. So it was kind of like, I don't know.
All right, so it seems like Brother Victor is attracted to first ladies. All right, so to Sister Nimi now. So now he's not pam pam pam. So how did it come to you when he asked you out?
Let me say, I didn't ask her out.
Okay.
I can't remember asking anybody.
Okay, how did you
I
tell her,
just-
Brother Victor?
Yeah, you see, this is one of the mistakes that we make. You just say it. I remember.
Sorry, you just say
church-
it.
Yes, I just.
it.
You say it.
You just
IT.
pro-
So you just walked up to Sister Nimi and say it.
No, not it now.
So we
There
want
was-
to
there
get
was something-
exactly how it happened.
There was
then.
something that we learned. For some of us that have been here over the years, we used to have we'll come together on Mondays. Everybody. This was one of the programs that we had. How do you propose to someone? What do you say? So for me, it's either I want to marry you or will you marry me? And that was what exactly I told her.
All right, Brother Victor, I'm just going to cut you short there because you made mention of another first lady that was a very short. Was it the same thing too? I want to marry you to the other first lady, and then this first lady too, I want to marry you.
I didn't propose, and that was, it was so short. Everything happened within the same year. It was just the same year. It was a short.
So
let me see,
it
short
was clear.
relationship.
It was clear. You had a clear direction where you were going to marry.
I didn't get that.
No, I'm just saying there was a clear direction. Okay, this is who I'm going to marry. So I'm going up to her and asking her, or telling her I want to marry you.
For her,
Yes, for her.
that
Okay,
was.
all right. Sister Nimi, so when Brother Victor proposed to you, I want to marry you, did butterflies fly in your stomach?
No, it wasn't butterflies. I think I felt hot and cold at the same time. It was a hot flush, like shoo, then later cold, shoo. And later I just braced myself, say, Nimi, no fit carry last. I said, Victor, so all the worry you abi. Because I don't they play with you these few days. You don't they feel say, you know. But you know, as calm as he is, just like, well, that is it. I said I want you to pray. I said I'm not going to pray about it. I'm not going to, because to start with, it wasn't, I'm very sure if I was to list the people that I admired and I would love to be with, should I say, okay, let me not say 1 to 50, maybe like 1 to 20, let me bring it down a bit. 1 to 20, he would not be on that list. And I'm very sure, I am also very sure that if you give him a list too, as at that time, because I knew I was the one that troubled Israel, I would not be on that list. Very, very sure. Because he used to say that he dreaded me and all that. So,
All right, so, well, it's sex, life, and you. What's sex, life, and you, people? How about now? We know this thing now. All right, so when I say sex, life, and you, I want to hear you say slay. Sex, life, and you. All right, so I have a friend. He's a pastor now. And in one of my discussions with him, he said growing up as a youth, he used to pray to God that God should take away all those hormones that make him feel sexually attracted to a lady. And then when it's time for him to get married, God should just return all the hormones back. But it turned out he also read medicine. And then he said, getting to medical school, he felt like, thank God God did not answer that prayer. Because the hormones do not just do sexual desire. There are a lot of other things that they do too. So, as young people, how did you manage sexual desire before you got married? Okay, let's start with Brother Victor.
Well, there's one thing. You have two people having different personalities, but you also have God. So your character, the other person's character, there's a God character. In everything, you have to look at, okay, how will God see this? There has been times that I gave her a hug And of course, you will expect that there will be some rush. But then you quickly caution yourself, there's a God character, and everything will have to end at that point. Because if you continue, and the rush continues to come, you can't stop it. Like he just said, you can't stop it because God has already put it there. But you have to come with that consciousness that this should have to stop. That's why we have the gift of the Spirit, which is one of the fruit of the Spirit, which is self-control. You need to control yourself. We had that moment. Now, at the point of having to hug, I remember there was one Sunday, I think we're supposed to have joint service, yes. And she was in Lagos. She was supposed to take a song that day. She came back that Sunday morning. I was already in church. She was not around. And I was calling, where are you? And she was supposed to take the song that was to do that morning. I had to. When she told me, okay, I'm at Iwo Road, and she had to get to the house, I left and I went to meet her at home. When she opened the door, the first thing I did was to give her a hug. And as I was giving her a hug, there was this urge coming. I said, brother, before it will lead to another thing. Quickly, I had to caution myself, and I told her, hey, please dress up quickly. We're going to church. And that was that. That was the thing is this. You have to get to that consciousness of who you are and what, because at the end of it, your testimony will be, well, I didn't know today we'll be here today having to share our testimony. But everything that happens to us at every point in time, God knows that there's a future to it. You might be using it one time to encourage someone.
All right. Can we put our hands together for Brother Victor? You know, many times in circles like this, we can be very shy. We don't want to say it, that we usually have those urges. We don't want to admit, but we know we are human, and that is the way God created us. Self-control, like he said. So, Sister Nimi, I'll be throwing this question to you. Now, looking back, what are the things that you both did during your courting period that you are grateful looking back? Like, thank God we did these things during our courting period. These are the things that has helped us maybe go through certain challenges, go through certain things that we had to. What are those things that you can point out?
Okay, for me, thinking about it, I would just thank God for his faithfulness. During the time we were in courtship, there were so many, you hear, this is what this couple is doing, this is what these people are doing, and there's this anxiety that comes. I was talking about something that happened that time recently, and I told my husband, I said, thank God though, because that incident that when I heard that, it put so much pressure on me. Now, there's something we used to do back then in Sisters Forum. When somebody's about to get married, the leaders of the Sisters Forum will call the sister that is about to get married. Sister Bumi was here. She would give them counsel, tell them things and all that. So by virtue of the fact that I was a leader, I was opportune to be part of the team. That was when Sister Lolade was about to get married. It was that same year. So, and Sister Bumi said, how do you relate with his people? How do you relate with, like Nimi now? I hope you have started relating with his people. I say, yeah, I've not started relating with his people. Modaro. What are you people been doing? So what kind of relationship are you? I was just like, yeah, I've spoken to, I know his sister and all that. But why am I saying this story? Afterwards, I know the pressure that I put on my husband. And, because of the idea of feeling that I'm missing out on something, there's this anxiety that comes. I feel I've not done it. I feel I've not done this. Some people were doing midnight calls prayer then when we used to have rehearsals. Some people will go to that side. They will go and do Prada, Gable, Sigle, I see him, me and Victor, we are not praying. Yeah. Then, you know the funniest thing, I now started, that time, Zayn, is it Zayn? Airtel now, they were the one that started with it. I now said, let me do the midnight call for the brother. Hello? What is it? Let us pray. You know, it's nice that I think we should pray. Go and sleep. And, you know, I was staying alone. I don't know where my brother was. Maybe he was around. Okay, I think it was around time my brother. I would cry. Yeah, God, this plea. I know what you know. The anxiety. I learned to trust God. You know, you asked the question earlier. When I noticed that he's coming to my place, I'll be town girl, not be saying anything. So I knew that he's coming. I had to say, Victor, stop coming to my place. Let's tell ourselves the truth and depend on God. You know, I had to say, and I started, he was staying with the Amajos then. I preferred to go visit him there, and we come to church, especially places where, you know, people are. We hear those things and we think that, no, it's for deeper life people. Ishk. See, tell yourself the truth. That butterfly that you feel in your stomach that makes you feel somehow. I'm talking to the ladies, let me not talk too much. But you understand, if you don't hold on to God, it will make you into something that becomes a tool in the hands of the devil. The counsels that you receive, this is what my friend is doing, this is what this person is doing, the pressures that come from outside, if you notice, it brings us to the place where we cannot really depend on God. So for me, what helped me throughout that period was basically God. I had to deal with my emotions, and I'm a very, very expressive person. One of the things that I really needed to deal with, I needed to deal with my emotions, and I prayed that prayer like physically, Lord, put my emotions under subjection and all that, because I knew I was like a walking time bomb waiting to explode.
All right. I wish we had more time to explore a lot more, but unfortunately, we are out of time. I thought someone would say, oh. All right, so, but one last word from each one of you to young people here in relationships, looking to get married in relationships. One last word from you, sir.
Okay, please permit me to sing a song. You know, when I was thinking about this, I remember one of the songs that I sang to her, and she cautioned me that I should not sing the song again. That was then. We did the song in church. It was Juanita Bainom's song. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body.
I felt he was using it to try and come close. That was why I told you.
Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Now the chorus says, I pray for you, you pray for me. I love you, I need you to survive. Now the part that got me most is this. I won't hurt you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you to survive. Now, and that was the promise that I kept to myself, and I kept for her. I made that promise. I won't hurt you with the words from my mouth. Now, the word to us, young people, especially men, please know yourself and know I don't know how to put it. Get to that level that you can stand and you can say for sure, I am ready for this. Be able to stand as a deliverer, be able to stand as a surety, be able to stand as a security. Let me say this. To me, in my house, I was telling one of us last week that up till today, she is still the best daughter-in-law that my parents have ever had. She's the best daughter-in-law. I'm telling you the truth. Even though they don't see her as often as they should, but she is the best. Among my siblings, she is still the best sister-in-law that they've had. And that is it. Please, respect yourself and be respectable. Let me just put it like that for brothers. Both in your family, anywhere. And you see that anybody you bring as your partner, as your wife, people will respect her.
All right, thank you, Brother Victor. Now, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to all the brothers. You make sure you want to give your family the best daughter-in-law. Make sure you want to give your family the best daughter-in-law. Sister Nimi, unfortunately, I don't have that much time for you.
No problem.
Thank you.
I just want to say that we should be very, very intentional about our relationship. Really, really take time to do the groundwork. Your relationship with God will help you to have any other relationship, make you to make right decisions. And you know, as it is, we are supposed to obey scriptures. And he says submit. That's what, when you become a wife, you submit. If the guy is foolish, you submit to his foolishness. If he's stupid, you submit to his stupidity. But then if he's wise, you submit to the wisdom of God in him. So let us not walk by flesh, but let us walk by the Spirit. And let us really, really take time, because God sees ahead. Those days we didn't know we would get here. We didn't know we would go through this. We didn't know we would be in this place right now. But the little decisions that we took with God, there are times that I was like, am I really in the right place? But I always took time to ask God, Lord, why am I here now? You told me A, B, C, D, and I'm seeing MNOP. I don't understand. So, but the word that I got from God was what really kept me. And seriously, even now, there are times that I'm faced with issue and I cry and all that. But I remember those assurance, those words, those things that he said in the past. So the question is, what exactly has God told you? If you've not heard anything, seek his face. When you seek his face, you find that if there are things that you need to work on yourself, because sometimes we think that it's the other person that needs job. We just, Lord, work on me if it's this other person. So that way, I feel that some relationships that we already have would need to end some. There's some relationships that we need to, so God will help us.
All right.